Mia McCarthy covers Congress for Politico, is the co-author of Politico's Inside Congress. I spent a lot of time up on the Hill this week covering the D.C. angle on that. We're going to talk about that later with D.C. Councilmember White. But I have not seen Democrats in the Senate and Democrats in the House go at each other like this past week. What is that dynamic, and is this repairable?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. We've never seen this play out in this kind of way, at least in recent history. You know, having Hakeem Jeffries up front say that he does not, not saying that he, avoiding saying if he has confidence in Chuck Schumer. That was a pretty remarkable moment, saying next question when asked that. So we'll see what happens in the next few months. There's other issues that Congress is going to have to solve, such as the debt ceiling. So they're going to have to work together in the end, but it'll be interesting.
But if you look at social media, there's a lot of criticism out there amongst Democrat rank and file about Hakeem Jeffries, of just him waving his arms and saying that he's strongly urging Republicans to do things. There seems to be a thirst out there for fighting. Chuck Schumer didn't want to fight this out. He said that if they close down some of these departments, the administration might not open them back up. How much of this is, just the rough and tumble of figuring all this stuff out with a shutdown looming? How much of it is a search for direction amongst the Democrats, which they don't seem to have right now?
Yeah, on top of that, there is a struggle to find what that Democratic message is, especially after November, where, you saw Republicans take the House, Senate, and presidency. So I think there is a messaging issue there, figuring out how much to fight with Trump versus how much to try to work with him, figuring out where those battles are. That's something we're going to be seeing in the next few months as well.
And the president may have slyly kind of turned up the heat on those differences when he put out a social media post congratulating Chuck Schumer. Some people had said on the Democratic side, well, President Trump is congratulating you, maybe you messed up. And I cleaned that up. How much reality is in this call right now that maybe Chuck Schumer may be on borrowed time as Senate Minority Leader? Yeah,
I think we were already seeing that with, a bunch of Democrats in the House inadvertently saying that maybe there's time for new leadership, really championing Hakeem Jeffries for standing up for Democrats and really pushing for that fight. We're hearing a lot of Democrats seeing that this might be the end of Schumer's run as leader. And, even some more centrist Democrats joking to us that, AOC should primary Schumer based off of this decision.
And are there any likely candidates? It's one thing to say he should go. Who should come in?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, he's not up for re-election if we're talking primaries, not up for re-election until 2028.
As leader, though.
As leader, there's plenty of people. One thing that was interesting, I think, that we saw with this vote, too, is a lot of the more senior members that are close to him and close to leadership, did support this. But there were also a number of members who are part of leadership who actually voted against this. So, is this a vote that they see could help propel them towards higher up in leadership in the future? It's possible. So
we're in a situation right now where the government is funded through September 30th, the end of the year. There have been calls for some by, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine to stop doing this. Is there any exhaustion that we constantly find ourselves in these CRs?
Yeah, I think there's definitely, look, what number CR passage is this at this point? I think there is an urge among both Republicans and Democrats to be passing things the way they were designed to be passed, not be doing these stopgap funding bills, and instead be using, passing individual funding bills. That exhaustion is definitely wearing on. I think that's part of why they pushed it to September, to give themselves time to try to reach these top-line agreements. We'll see, though, if once September comes around, if we'll be able to make that.
Mia McCarthy joining us live this morning, Politico congressional correspondent and co-author of Politico's Inside Congress. We thank you so much.